but President Trump multiple times called the files a hoax. The acting attorney general said Epstein shouldn't be a part of anything at the DOJ. If there are compromised government officials in those files, how can the public trust that this administration will hold anyone accountable when its own Justice Department is actively blocking the investigation? Given that, can you clearly articulate your stance on whether federal entities should have a formal investigation? Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, you said the Associate Attorney General or something. I haven't seen that quote, but here's my view on the Epstein matter. But I have to defend the president on this because when he said that it was a hoax, what he was talking about was this democratic idea that he's connected to Epstein. If you look at those emails, it's like, they were in the same, everybody in Palm Beach knew everybody, okay?
Remember this question from a Turning Point USA event in Georgia? So that dude who asked that question revealed something very interesting. Let's hear from him.
Hi, I am the UGA student that asked this question to JD Vance at the Turning Point event on Tuesday. I sat at the front of the event and was prepared to ask a question on whether there should be a formal investigation. When I saw they opened it up for Q&A, I immediately tried to get to the mic. When the spotlight came on for the Q&A, 5 people were already standing there wearing suits and dresses with TPUSA lanyards already positioned there. I still got up and got in line, and I think I was the first one there that was not a part of TPUSA, so I just sat in line and got ready to ask my question. When we were waiting in line, this lady in a blue top was going around asking people, especially not in TPUSA, what topic we are going to ask about. When I was waiting in line and the lady came up to me, I could tell from her tone that they were probably screening the questions by topic, so I just said that I was going to ask on foreign policy. After a few more times of people coming up to me and asking what my topic was, this finally happened.
Thank you so much.
This will be the last question.
Okay. Can we take 2 more? Because I like answering questions. We'll take a couple more.
Quite some timing here. As we freeze it, look at where this student is positioned. Some coincidence, wouldn't you say?
When JD Vance said that they were going to have a few more questions, this lady immediately went back and started asking what my topic was again, and specifically what I was going to ask about, looking at my phone and saying, "Can you please read your question to me?" I was astonished how they were talking to us, so I went off to the side to talk to somebody sitting down, and I looked back and immediately someone had cut me in line. The lady in blue put this girl right in front of me because her topic was better than mine, and here you can see me fighting back on that a little bit. Luckily, JD Vance asked for one more question again and finally let me ask a question, so I finally got to get it off my chest.
Yeah. We'll do one more. Sorry, real quick. I love this, but I gotta go.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President, and coming to UGA.
This is my first time at a TPUSA event and a political event, but I just wanted to show that this was my experience, and they might preach for freedom of speech and non-censorship, but this was just my experience and how they managed the event. Thank you.
He would then give an interview to the journalism outlet of the Georgia student body. And here that is in part.
But I was the first one. It's like, they gotta let me ask. Like, I'm the first non-turning point guy. So like, yeah, the girls went up there, the kids, and they just asked like super basic questions, like, what did Charlie mean to you? Or like just these things, like turning point questions. And I was on my phone, I put it on the notes app, my question, and they're like, read it to me right now. Like, what's the topic? What's it with? And I would like look down. I was the first one there. Someone cut in front of me. They placed someone in front of me and said like, oh, her question's disagreeing with JD. So it's in front. It's like, and I immediately said like, all these people in front of me they weren't disagreeing at all. They were just asking an open-ended question about like Charlie or like turning point. You put someone in front of me because they wanted to talk about H-1B visas. Just like, crazy. So, when I was thinking about, like, okay, I'm going to ask an Epstein, like, I can't, like, they're going to pull the mic away from me, everything. So, JD was asking this girl's question that cut in front of me, this H-1B visa question, and then I did everything I can. JD was like, oh, I'm in a rush to go. I was like, please, like, let me answer this question. And he was looking at me like, okay, I'll allow one more. So that was my question. I'm so glad I got it out because there seemed like so many barriers of entry to try and ask that question. So he did like, he like didn't directly answer the question, which I thought like was going to happen. But I'm glad I got that, but I did everything I could. And there were definitely like, there's some things that they did to not try and get like free speech out there, because limiting questions and having turning point, and it really was the luck of JD that really like let me do it, because he was like one more, and they talked about the whole time like fight against this, like give freedom of speech, and it's like these guys aren't even really giving freedom of speech. So it was.
So let me see if we got this straight. Somebody went up there and completely exposed the free speech game that the right loves to play. I mean, they love it. They eat it up. They think that the left is the party of canceling, and they think that they are the, to quote Elon Musk, free speech absolutists. So he tries to get in line, and because you guys couldn't screen him, and luckily he was given really like incredible luck to even ask it, you guys tried to limit it. I thought this was about what Charlie wanted, which was anybody could ask anything, and we're going to have a conversation, or we're going to have a debate. That is how he approached it. I did not like the man, but at least he did that. Even if he talked over the person left and right and interrupted them left and right. And really, from the leaked messages that we have seen, may or may not have run a white supremacy group that is continuing on. Personally, I think it is. But the party that clings to being so pro-free speech and really open to the marketplace of ideas is screening people not only on what they're going to ask, but they want to see the questions on students' phones that they are going to ask. Why? Because they don't want to get blindsided. They don't want stuff like this to happen. The problem is, you guys thought he was one of y'all. You thought he wouldn't do this. And now you know what's going to happen. They're going to pretend next time to open it up to questions, or they're going to tell JD Vance or anybody else who is in that chair, hey, when we say it's the last question, it is the last question. Because look at what just happened here. Everything that we're supposed to keep under wraps, you just let it because you willfully let people ask you a question. Even though we claim to do that, we don't actually want to do that, JD. So next time when we say we're done, we're done. We're not letting people just ask you anything here. We don't want to get caught. Now, this man is a politician. You know what politicians do? Lie. Brazenly. Brazenly lie, misconstrue the truth, talk in circles, say nothing. I think he can handle it. But it is just so revealing that a group like Turning Point would have people line up who are clearly affiliated, it seems, with Turning Point and ask just softball after softball to not just a council member, not just a state senator, not even an alderman, the vice president. I love this. I love every part of this. And you know what should happen next? The next time that stuff like this happens, everybody should run up there even prior to when they say that they're going to take questions. Just start lining up. And other people in the crowd should record this. Even those standing in line can record it. Because once more, this is how you expose the dirty tricks and the dirty game that they are running. And I love it. Because what it shows, utter hypocrisy. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.